It's ridiculous. Like, I don't think people are gonna understand. You can just stand like this, take a GoPro selfie and do that and nothing changed. Nobody's ready for this. Hey everyone, Chris Rogers here with an extra special video on the brand new Hero 9 from GoPro. I am really impressed with this camera. I've had it for the past couple of weeks now. I've been putting it through its paces, testing it out, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my new favorite features on the camera. We're going to do a couple comparisons, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So the first and most obvious change this year is the form factor. The camera is slightly bigger and also a little bit heavier. I'd say it's probably about the same weight as the GoPro Max. If we have it side to side with the Hero 8, we can see that the LCD on the back is a lot bigger, which is really nice when doing follow cams, framing your shots. You've just got more real estate and a bigger LCD to frame it. And obviously an epic feature is the new front LCD for framing your shots when you're doing a selfie. Bro, take a photo. Or a vlog. I've been using GoPro for over 10 years now, so I like to think I'm relatively experienced on framing my shots. But honestly, having this front LCD really increases the accuracy I can frame my shots with. I've noticed this being super handy using this camera over the past couple of weeks. And I know a lot of new GoPro users or less experienced GoPro users are really going to enjoy having the front LCDs. If someone wants to take a selfie now, or someone's a first time GoPro user, probably going to nail the shot first time because of this front facing LCD. So it is really, really handy to have. So something I'm really stoked to see is the removable lens again. We have obviously had this since the Hero 5. They took it away on the Hero 8. There were some mixed feelings about this, and I think they realized that it doesn't matter what happens or how strong this is, somehow people are going to find a way to break it. So really nice to see the removable lens again, and there's something also really special about this, but we'll get to that a bit later. So another awesome upgrade for this year is the battery. It is bigger, it is a different size. I wasn't too stoked on that originally because I obviously have the old batteries and a lot of extra ones, but having a battery that just lasts longer when you're out in the field or shooting, it really makes a big difference. I know a lot of people are going to be stoked about that. I've always said if you can get extra batteries, just always buy or have extra batteries if you're able to. When I'm out shooting, I mean, this is my job at the end of the day. I always have extra batteries, but the average GoPro user is just using this camera for fun. They don't want to carry around extra batteries, so having a battery that lasts longer is going to make a big difference. So with the form factor change on the Hero 9, I was a little concerned about not being able to use some of my favorite GoPro accessories, such as the Air Video. One of my favorite GoPro accessories, you put it in here, you throw the camera, and you get some of the most incredible shots. They call it the poor man's drone. You get some FPV looking shots. I can't fly FPV drones, so this is a great accessory for me, and I've used it to capture a lot of my favorite GoPro shots. I've kind of been able to file the inside out to fit the Hero 9. I know the guys from Air are definitely working on a new mold for the Hero 9, which will probably be out soon. Yeah, that's one of the kind of annoying things about a form factor change. Another thing that I was concerned about is being able to use this with the G-Dome, which I use to get split shots or underwater shots with my camera. Luckily, G-Dome make a universal dome, which you can use with your smartphone or Hero 8 or any action camera. So the Hero 9 has worked really well on that. So another awesome upgrade this year is Hypersmooth 3. Now, originally, I didn't even know how GoPro could improve on the Hypersmooth. Hypersmooth 1 blew me away. Hypersmooth 2 was awesome because we finally had slow-mo stabilized footage, which for someone like me who shoots a lot of action sports, it made a world of a difference. And then they included a new feature called Boost last year. Now Boost was awesome because it stabilized footage even more by cropping in a bit more. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Boost because it cropped a little bit too much for my liking. I like getting close to action and framing the shot, filling the frame up, whereas I felt like Boost cropped a bit too much. So as you can see with some of these wakeboarding shots, the Boost is way more stable, but it only went up to 60 frames per second on the Hero 8, whereas with the Hero 9, you now have boost in every single setting. So now we have really stable slow motion footage. So if we look at the side-by-side comparisons, just running along the beach here, both cameras, Hero 8 and Hero 9, shooting at 2.7K at 120 frames per second. Now the thing is, you don't have boost as an option on the Hero 8 when you go above 60 frames per second. So that is a key feature on the Hero 9, is having boost in every single resolution and frame rate. So now we're getting incredibly stable slow motion footage. Obviously it's cropped in a little bit more, but it makes a world of a difference. Even more so when we put on the horizon leveling and we look at these side by sides again, it's the horizon leveling is even more stable than boost. The crop, from what I've been able to see, looks pretty similar to me between horizon leveling and boost. So I feel like boost is almost redundant in this case. I have definitely been using horizon leveling a lot more than boost. I think I'll probably continue to do that. So now I'm vlogging with the horizon level mode on. So if I move my arm quite a bit here, horizon looks pretty stable to me just by looking at the screen. Another thing I've been wondering is, I know a lot of vloggers complain when vlogging, especially with I think some of the Canon cameras and even the new Sony has a flip out screen on the side here, and that a lot of them end up looking at the screen, not the lens. Now because the screen and the lens are so close to each other on a GoPro, I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to be looking at the screen, framing myself the whole time, if my eyes are going to be off center to the lens. I think not as noticeable as other cameras because of how close it is together, but I guess we'll tell over time or when I look back at this footage.
Can do sport, I could be a team, I could be a lot, we could even be a league. Think I found God, think you found me, think I found love, like I do on TV. We can be a four, never blown bored, we're just diamonds under sea. I can be alone, I can be ignored, tell me where you wanna be. Walk down the yellow road, it's the first left you never came home.
But for me, and what I would recommend is go with horizon leveling over boost. It seems to crop the same, and the difference is just mind-blowing. So the time warp feature got another upgrade this year. When GoPro introduced time warp in, I believe, the Hero 7, it was an absolute game changer for creating hyperlapses. For anybody who knows anything about filmmaking, a hyperlapse used to be something really difficult to create, and now anybody with the GoPro can create a really epic hyperlapse. It's completely changed the game for a lot of filmmakers, including myself. And it's actually ridiculous how easy it is to create a really good hyperlapse with the current GoPros. So with the new horizon level technology in the Hero 9, I did some side-by-side comparisons with some time warps on the Hero 8 and the Hero 9, and as you can see, it makes a world of a difference. I've noticed in the past when filming hyperlapses, without even realizing it sometimes, your hand will skew off to the side and your horizon will tilt a little bit. And as you can see in some of this footage, the Hero 8 time warp definitely tilts a bit to the side, whereas the Hero 9 with the horizon leveling feature, it's completely locked in. Just another epic feature on the Hero 9, making your time lapses just look better, cleaner, and more professional. So another cool little feature on the Hero 9 is a setting called Hindsight. Now Hindsight basically allows the camera to record before you hit record. The Hero 9 isn't even recording yet, but I can see the seconds rolling up. I have Hindsight set at 15 seconds. So right now I just go GoPro start recording. Now the camera's recording, but it's already recorded me saying that. So it's pretty trippy. I have the max mounted here. So for someone like me, an example of this would be, I've gone freediving quite a lot, and you'll be swimming around a reef and next thing, a shark or a dolphin or something whizzes past you and you've missed the moment because you weren't recording. Now with Hindsight set on, if you have the camera ready to go, you could just flip it around, capture the moment and hit record, but you've already captured up to 30 seconds before you've hit the record button, and it's gonna hopefully minimize you never missing a moment with your GoPro. Another cool little feature is the scheduled recording or scheduled capture on the Hero 9. I know this is gonna come in handy for a lot of people that maybe wanna capture a time lapse of a sunrise, but you don't wanna wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, so you can go set your camera up the night before, schedule it to start the time lapse at 4 a.m. and you'll be able to capture the sunrise without having to get out of bed or wake up super early. Another key update on the Hero 9 is the new 5K 20 megapixel sensor. It's a big upgrade from the previous GoPros, which I believe were a 4K 12 megapixels. So now the key thing with the 5K sensor is not so much that, oh wow, the camera can shoot 5K. You don't need 5K. I'm probably not going to even shoot 5K. What 5K allows us to do and what it allows the camera to do is just really upgrade the stabilization. So as I mentioned earlier with Hypersmooth 3 and the horizon leveling and boost, that's the big key thing about the 5K sensor, is that now we have the boost and the horizon leveling in every mode and resolution and frame rate you could possibly want. So we have incredible stabilized slow motion footage, high quality stabilization, and it's just a better picture quality and better image quality when it's stabilized relative to the previous GoPros. Obviously now with 20 megapixel photos, I have noticed it is a really nice upgrade. The photos look incredibly crisp. It's amazing the difference it's making. And if you want to take your GoPro photos to the next level, you can also grab my presets. If you like the tones that you see on my Instagram, I use my presets to color grade my photos, and also I use my own video filters, or LUTs as they're called, to color grade my GoPro video footage. So if you're interested in color grading your GoPro content, whether you shoot with a Hero 4 all the way up to the Hero 9, you can check out my presets and my video filters. I'll have that linked in the description below. It can make a big difference on your content, so I would definitely recommend checking them out. So one of the things I think I'm most excited about with the Hero 9 is the new Max Lens mod. So because we can remove the lens on the Hero 9 and attach the new Max Lens mod, what it in essence basically allows us to do is shoot hero mode on the Hero 9 like we get on the GoPro Max. So if you're not familiar with the GoPro Max, there's a setting called hero mode, which allows you to get the craziest, widest, most stabilized shot you've ever seen using only one lens on the 360 Max camera. So in essence, what GoPro have done is they've created a modification, basically a version of this lens now clipped onto the Hero 9. So what that allows us to do is just get some of the most incredible stabilized wide angle shots. And as you can see by some of these side-by-side comparisons, you really do capture a lot more with the lens mod on versus just the standard Hero 9 lens. This is definitely going to be something I know I'm going to use a lot of, especially when doing follow cams. I do think the Max Lens mod is the ultimate gimbal killer because you can completely turn the camera 360 degrees around and this shot is completely stabilized. So as you can see by some of these side-by-side comparisons, it's a complete game changer for stabilized footage. And I know when chatting to a lot of surfers, they complain a lot about the crop that Hypersmooth has. I know I mentioned it earlier, I'm also not a big fan of the crop that Boost or Horizon Leveling has. So in chatting to a couple of friends who are pro surfers that are, in my opinion, some of the best users of GoPros in the water, guys like Brett Koa and Koa Smith. You know, I was chatting to Brett the other day and he's told me that he doesn't like using Hypersmooth because he feels like it crops too much. So we got the same shots here. You know, on the left we got Brett, he's shooting without Hypersmooth, and on the right we have Koa, he's shooting with Hypersmooth. I personally prefer the way Hypersmooth looks, but you do get less crop without Hypersmooth, and that's why Brett chooses to do that. He feels like with the Hypersmooth crop of, you know, it's only 10%, he feels like it doesn't do justice to how deep he is in the barrel, and he feels like he can frame more of his barrel without Hypersmooth. However, Brett has recently started shooting with the GoPro Max and has been getting awesome shots with it. So definitely check it out on his YouTube or his Instagram. I'll have that link below if you want to check out both these guys' channels. But Brett also, you know, has been shooting a lot of stuff on the hero mode with the GoPro Max. Just these two surfing shots, how much more Brett captures on hero mode versus Koa on the right. You know, you can see, you might be able to see his board, but a lot of the top of the barrel is cropped out just because he doesn't have the crazy wide angle that the Max lens would provide, as you can see on the left here. So yeah, definitely makes a huge difference. I'm super stoked to get the Max lens. I know it's only arriving like a day or two. I'll probably make a separate video about that. But the Max lens mod is just a complete game changer for wide angle POV and stabilized footage. So as always, I also have one of these cameras to give away. If you would like to win this camera, all you gotta do is post an Instagram story of any part of this video, tagging myself and GoPro South Africa. Make sure you're following both of us as well. This giveaway is open to anybody worldwide. You just gotta tag GoPro South Africa because that is the region I represent online. So if you wanna win this camera, make sure you follow those instructions and we'll pick a winner in a couple weeks time. And if you are straight up sold on this camera and you want it right now, I'll have a link below along with this special little secret code GoPro has given me. If you enter that at the checkout, they'll throw in a free waterproof GoPro backpack valued at $100. It is limited to the first 100 people that use my code, so make sure you get on it. So I hope you guys have found this video helpful. That's my take on the Hero 9. I'm really impressed with this camera. The only downside I really have with this camera is I was really hoping for more frames per second this year. You know, all the other camera brands kind of gave it to their users. Then again, you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for those cameras, but I was really hoping to see 4K at 120 frames per second. You know, I kind of want to see 400 or 500 frames per second at full HD. I feel like we have to get it next year. We haven't had an FPS upgrade since the Hero 6. It's got to be coming hopefully next year. But oh my goodness, the new sensor and the stabilization in this camera is unbelievable. I hope that helps you guys learn more about the Hero 9. I'm really stoked on this camera. If you want to check out the camera, I'll have everything linked below. Make sure you check out all the little secret discount codes. And if you want to take your GoPro photos and videos to the next level, definitely check out my filters. They're available on my website. So yeah, I believe that's a wrap. More Hero 9 content coming real soon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in another video.
Oh my god, that was so clean.
That felt so nice, dude. Let's go.